Earth, art, man, woman, sense, science, fluid, light, Venus, Mars, Manus, verse, verse.
So good. Jimmy on a beat, boy.
Okay, boomer, whatever you say, boomer. 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 BOOMER, please, your dusty mood don't vibe with me. You are old and so therefore I must say 10 for dinosaur. Hey. Okay, boomer, whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer, whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer, whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Okie dokie, boomer.
You know, I put these out of order tonight, so I wanted to explain what we're doing here with
I'm
the
like,
magic
what
thumbnail.
the fuck is going on? Where's our opener? Like,
Yeah, it's right here, but I just want to tell everybody we're trying something new, and I want you guys to tell us what you think about these magic thumbnails. We're going to try movie themes for a couple of weeks, and this is the first one, and Chanda gave me a big thumbs up on this.
I did.
So we hope that you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it. So Chanda, you want to give it a high five again and tell them what you thought?
I do give it a high five. This is great. I love the music, and I think this is the best AI generated animation that you've done of us yet.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank
We're going to get into AI and pop culture tonight, so stick around. And here is the intro. This is from a movie called
Okay, you had me confused.
Mr. Right is the movie, and it's Anna Kendrick and Samuel Rockwell. I think they did a good job.
Okay,
but we're trying. We're trying.
A lot of
here,
people
guys.
don't like
Something
her.
new. Something new. Something new.
Take a look around the room. Love comes wearing disguises. How to go about and choose different shapes and different sizes. I'm a man who has very specific taste. Should know you just my type. Should got a pulse in you are breathing. Should know you just my type. Oh, I think we should be leaving. You know you just my type. When there's loving in the air, don't fight it, just keep breathing. I can't help but stop and stare. Double check for double meaning. I'm the man who has very specific taste. Should know you just my type. Should got a pulse in you are breathing. Should know you just my type. Oh, I think we should be leaving. You know you just my type. Oh, She just my type.
Well, what do you think, guys? Any good?
I loved it. I loved the ear wiggling.
Yeah, I did too. Can you wiggle those ears, Chanda?
I wish I could, as expensive as they are. These are my 50th anniversary Hello Kitty ears that came from Loungefly. I got a purse and a matching wallet for my birthday. Very expensive. So they have their own little custom bag that they sit in. They're really nice. I mean, they're thick, heavy duty. They're not
What
like
a nice
dollar
gift.
store ears.
Who
Yes,
got you
it was
that?
a nice gift.
Who-
Cold Fusion, who is that guy?
Who is that guy? Good job, Cold Fusion. Well done. Well done. And we've got when is your birthday again?
Next Saturday, and we are going to celebrate. I'm done taking time off. I had great test results all week. You guys know it was my 3-month annual, cancer scans. I had a bone scan, I had a brain scan, and I had a PET scan, and no evidence of active disease at this time. Yay! And I've got a lot of side effects from immunotherapy, but I'm trying to get back to my old self and get back into streaming. So here we are. We're going to be here next Saturday, and I'm doing Trailer Park Pundit on Monday.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
Can you honk your nose?
Honk honk. I can do it like this. I know I don't look like Sam Rockwell, but I'm trying to have a little fun with the magic thumbnails. And
You look like most of our Congress.
yeah, I know. I feel like them too, except I'd probably jump off a building if it were me. Anyway, I want to.
You should be rich from insider trading.
We have a huge show tonight, and I won't be wearing the nose through the whole thing. But no, we're going to have we got a really big show tonight. Really big shoe, Chanda, and we're going to talk about AI a little bit. We're going to talk about pop culture and how they intersect. Now, there was a great panel that Chanda shared. What was that? That was Jason Burmis.
Jason B. Yep.
Yeah, and they talked about AI, the pros and cons as it did, and I recommend that you watch that panel just to get your opinion on it. I kind of felt like you and I would be right at home with that panel, even though there's some of the big guns in the panel. Whitney Webb
was there. Ryan Christian, Steve Poikonen, James Corbett. Love me some James Corbett.
Yeah, it was a good panel. But I don't think they touched on necessarily our point of view. So we're going to give our point of view on AI tonight, and hopefully you can appreciate where we're coming from. And I'm not that big a fan of different aspects of AI, but I do use it for artistic purposes.
Which I think was the panel's consensus was,
yeah,
you can't put the genie back in the bottle. It's here. Right.
Yeah, and I'm going to have some codicils, some addendums, and things like that. But there is an artistic point of view, and I won't get into it now, about how you can use AI. But I don't like the well. Let me call off the chat. I don't want to keep.
Let's call
them
off the chat. Yeah, let's get the show started.
First of all,
what's up, Cam?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank Kumshwari Kate came in with a coffee for Old Oz tonight. I so appreciate that. And Kate, can you also, since I'm talking about wonderful Kate, huge supporter, can you put your link to your music again in the chat, please?
Give us your playlist for this week.
Mixcloud, put it in there, Kate, because it's great.
Kate,
it's really great. We so appreciate that. Thank you, Kate. That's fantastic. But yeah, I want to call out the chat so we can get the show on the road. Natalie Williams is in the house. Natalie, what's going on? Vic, I'm still sending stuff over to Thurston Community Media, 3:00 in the morning, 4 nights a week. And Steve Wolfbrand. Hey, Steve, I see you sharing our stuff out. We really appreciate you, Steve, so much. Salty's Digital Dive. Lady Alex, what's going on? Jilly, our mod maven. And Fred Edward, the Network Supreme. And Myra Page. Hello, Myra. I like that little flower there. Is that a sunflower? And let me see. There's Mastermind Hour. Great to see you, Mastermind Hour. And let me see who else we got down here. I'm trying to get down the line here. Chanda can't throw wrenches tonight. I am the only one that has the power tonight because of login issues.
Yeah.
Indy at INN is in the house. What's going on, Indy? One of our wonderful partners in social media. Is
So supportive
INN.
of me. Thank you guys over at INN for all of the
Oh.
clips you've been putting out, asking for support for my GoFundMe. I
Oh,
just
hell
appreciate
yeah.
our fams over
Yeah.
at INN. Thank you
Yep,
guys.
abso-frickin-lutely. Anthony, what's going on, Anthony? Anthony, we're going to have something special for you next week, so we hope you're around to tune in on Shanda's birthday, as a matter of fact. So, Anthony, hopefully you can make it next week. Dr. Nick Rivera, great to see you. And we've got Shane Piper is in the house. Hey, 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 good to see you. And let me see. I think I'm getting everybody here slowly but surely. I'm trying to go Snorky. What's going on, Snorky? Snorky is our mad scientist galore. We appreciate Snorky
Our
so
mad
much.
professor, yeah.
Yeah, he's Professor Snorky there. Cowboy Kitty is in the house.
Cowboy.
Let me
Yeah,
see.
my
I
ear
think
at
I'm
you.
getting down to the line here. Man, there's a lot of people chatting it up. So I love our chat, Chanda. They are the best.
Special shout out to Jody. Thank you so much for the pre-show donation. I appreciate it.
Jody Havel, thank you so much, Jody. Always a pleasure. And send me a message. Let's chat again. Crone of Heresy is in the house. Let's see. Old Man Barker, there you go. Buddies, what's going on, Old Man Barker? And let me see. I'm getting down to the line. You got some people over Trailer Park Pundit there, Chanda?
We do. We got some people hanging out on the Rumble too.
Oh, cool. Rumble-laya. Speaking of Rumble, you guys, YouTube is jacking with us with our cover songs now. So if I think I'll be able to
Go
get
figure.
it through tonight, but if they block the stream after the show, just go over to Rumble or it's on Twitter. X, formerly X. Steve G is in the house. You can check it over there if you're
Great
missing.
point.
Truth Violets, community guidelines. Good for you. What's up, fam? Good to see you. And Emily to John, detransition vlog is in the house. And wow, I'm still working on it, Chanda. There's
Yeah,
still
you are.
more in here. Wow. What
You get
is
pieced
that?
up?
Yeah, no, I didn't get pieced of. And Katrina Byerly. And
Yeah,
how do
yeah.
I say Patty Tina Stan 82? Patty Tina Stan? Is that right? Am I doing that right? I don't think.
I don't know where you're at. I don't see it, but
It's right above
we
pieced
try
of.
with the names, guys. We try with the names.
And
Got
that's
us some stuff on
Patty,
these.
Patty gave Chanda a congratulations, Chanda, again. And yeah, I was twisted up in knots all week before that test again.
No,
So-
my tests were great this week. My doctor is super excited. 7 more months of immunotherapy. If I can make it through, he will call me in remission. Thank you, Aunt Trina, for the super chat. You both look adorable. I hope you have a
Thank
great
you,
show.
Aunt Trina. Yeah, thank you.
I
Aunt
hope
Trina.
you'll catch us on the replay. I know you go take us news around this time, so thank you for joining us. Thank
Yeah,
for
and
the
if you
super
can't,
chat.
if we get taken down, just if you can, go to Rumble or to Twitter. We are going to try and get on Odyssey too. Grape and Time, good to see you. And let me see.
Wesley, what's up, Wesley?
Wesley
Hey, Vic.
Donison, good to see you. Vic is in the house. I think I got Vic already. Bella Lagursi, nice to see you. Love the grapes. And I think it's your turn. You want to call out some?
Let's see. Who do we got hanging out at the trailer park? Kill your E-Gray Gross. We got hanging out at the trailer park along with Vic and Sanchez US. Amazing. Bella Lugusi's hanging out over there too. And over on the Rumble, we've got Ghost Art. Thanks for joining us. Mr. Worthless Eater, Wild Rose 1. And I think there's more over there, but they're not chatting. And I think that's all I got brought up. I don't have the X up, but we'll get this show started anyways. Thank you guys all for joining us. You're all family, and we appreciate your support here, especially our Patreons. Our Patreons make it possible for years now. Our Patreons have made this show possible, so thank you guys so much.
Oh yeah, your support has been outstanding. We appreciate it more than you possibly know. It's been It's been a lifesaver for Chanda and myself for sure, and keeping us
Yep.
going like this. So
It does.
fair use, as always, we need to do fair use, and we try and be fair. We make sure that when we use somebody else's work, they get credit for it. I do my best, and satire. Our show does include satire.
We try to be satire.
Yeah, unless we're serious, and then then we kind of go off the res there. And
the best cup of chamomile.
there is our Patreon there. Did you try any of that coffee Joey sent you?
Yes, I've been drinking it every day. Are you kidding? I love it. The Mother's Day mix was amazing, but you know my favorite's Nicaraguan, so
Yeah, well,
love me some Joey's coffee.
we've got some Jamaican Blue Mountain that just came in, so that's really good stuff. It's kind of like close to Kona. And if you would like to buy Chanda and I our coffee, there is our Patreon, our coffee link right there. And I think we're about ready to start the show.
I think so.
If I can get going here. Let's see. We've got... I'm kind of discombobulated because I went out of order this morning. I always try and do something new all the time. So
Well, we're on
We do that.
13, so there
Yeah.
you go. You got us in order.
yeah, you want to explain this? What is this all about? Can you tell me?
Well, I didn't bring the video, but we're going to talk about it over on Trailer Park Pundit on Monday morning. Macron and his friends got caught red-handed with a bag of cocaine and a spoon, allegedly. We'll say allegedly because they're
Yeah,
trying to play it off
allegedly.
like it was a tissue. But ironically, they just came back from seeing Zelensky, so you know
That was
when
handy.
you hang
Hey,
out
we
with
got some of
friends.
this good shit from Zelensky.
Yeah, they got the
buying it
good
with-
shit from
with the
Zelensky,
billions
so.
of dollars coming from the American suckers.
We're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
break it down on Monday morning, though. I've got the in-depth, zoom ins on the bag. Is it cocaine? This is a Hunter Biden type situation.
Honestly, from my experience personally, I think it was a little bit of Coca Blanca in that bag. That's just me, though, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
that's the way we go on there. Have you used this doll thing that they make dolls? out
No,
of
I
people?
won't. I think it's some kind of data gathering. Like the 10-year put your picture up thing. It's just data gathering is what it is. I don't know if it's for biometrics and they're trying to get everybody's biometrics, so they're having you do it. But I will not give ChatGPT my shit. So
Oh, is that where you make those things? I haven't made one. So
yeah, it's ChatGPT, and I swear to God, it's their bio data collection when they
Probably.
do those, right?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
refuse to fall for the fads. Whenever people are doing that crap, I won't do it.
They are the fads. What is this? This is a news report from someplace or what?
This
Breaking-
is what the news is really like. I got this from True
Breaking
Stream.
news, everything is bad. It's just as terrible as you imagined and probably worse. With more, we go to Tom Lee Cruz. Tom Lee.
We're all in danger, Dan Lee.
Jesus Christ, what can we do?
Absolutely nothing.
It was good knowing you, Tom Lee.
I can't say the same.
That was unnecessary. We're just now getting in reports that all the children have exploded. They will be missed. Let's check in with Olivia Lee Rodrigo. Olivia Lee, where are you?
That's none of your business. Do you hear that? Cut the music. Do you hear that?
What do you hear?
That's the sound of us slowly dying. Can you hear it?
I can hear it. It's louder in my left ear.
Olivia Lee Rodrigo reporting
I
from
actually
where
have some
I
more
am.
questions for you. Okay, we're going to go to Kevin Lee Costner, who has more with politics.
No, I don't.
Let's send it over to our senior correspondent, Nick Lee Minaj.
Look at this chart. Let's bring it up.
What am I looking at here?
I don't know, but it doesn't look good.
That looks bad.
Yeah, it's probably bad.
Let's go to our eye in the sky, Timothy Chalamet. Timothy,
Man, I am so high up right now.
you are in a
I
helicopter.
didn't know that when I got in. I thought it was a weird car.
What do you see up there?
Everything, it's too much. We were never supposed to see this. I need to go back down.
You stay right there. We're going to go to commercial.
Have you recently lost a child because they exploded? Because that's crazy. How are we all not talking about this? I feel like that really got glossed over real quick. That's a huge thing. Call Tedley. 555 call Tedley. I want to talk about this. Call Tedley now.
And we're back. Let's check in with Morgan Lee Freeman with sports. Morgan Lee.
I just want to take this sports time to say that whatever you hear about me in the next 24 hours is completely false. People are going to say things and have documents and recordings to back up what they say, and it's just not real. You should believe me and not their solid evidence. Knicks take it by 2.
This is when champions are born. We're going now to Frankly Sinatra with the weather, Frankly.
It's everywhere.
We won't be hearing from him anymore. Coming up, a cat learns how to water ski and then drowns.
There you are.
Yeah,
news.
that's how the news actually works. We understand that. We all know that's how it works, and that's just the way it is. So, is it really news, or is it just what we always call it, which is propaganda? So,
I never in my life fathomed, when you're younger and your parents or your, older people tell you, oh, quit watching that. Don't believe everything you see on TV, whatever. I never grasped it till I got much older and I understood just how much we're propagandized in America.
yeah, it is. It's horrible. And I wanna shout out Jody. She sent me a coffee over there. I appreciate that,
Aw,
Jody.
that was
Thank you
sweet.
so much. Every little bit helps, and every lot of bit helps. But if you can't do it, don't do it. Please don't put yourself in a bind, because everybody's asking for money these days. We know how it is, and you've been wonderful. So, like I said, take it easy on yourself. Now, this is True Stream Media. This is Melissa Drake, and
I downloaded this for Trailer Park, but you got it. You beat me to it. Get on my
Well,
brain.
yeah, and I did this like the other day when it hit, and somebody else was sharing it. I think Natalie was sharing it today. I saw
It's
it
good.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't think.
I'm going to kick it up a notch, but the front end, it's 45 minutes long, but I'm just going to give you a few minutes of it here. So here we go.
Don't let termites destroy your home.
I'm not really sure how to start this video off.
Good morning. Good morning. It's better news at a better time. The case.
Don't drive
little quiet.
machinery until you feel
Maybe it's
fully
me.
awake. Just feels like ever since COVID, everything has gotten a lot more fake. And the censorship, the widespread systematic censorship has been a huge part of that. But I think a whole other side to that is that they're just pushing AI into everything. AI answers,
Yes.
AI summarization. And they're
All
really trying to
YouTube
get
is.
people to not think for themselves anymore, to just replace that with AI.
Have your conscience. Oh, hi.
And a lot of people are. And it's just getting uncanny valley levels of weird out there.
And turn off that hot water faucet. Right. Conscience, you're tough. You gotta be tough, Ronald. Saving energy is important.
I mean, we've got a case with irony and strangeness mixed in. I've got a pair of headlines. Misinformation expert used AI to draft testimony containing misinformation about AI. And the other headlines, Stanford misinformation expert admits to ChatGPT GPT hallucinations in a court statement.
We should give it to you in your language. We have more bugs per second in the world. You should look for information. We should know what you meant. We should be able to give you the right answer just once. We should know what you meant. We should look for information. We should give you exact.
So, Stanford professor Jeff Hancock submitted his document as an expert witness.
Okay, that's enough. You guys get the idea, because we're going to talk about AI, but I want to preface it with probably asking you a few questions. What do you think pop culture is dead, Chanda?
I do, absolutely. But I want to ask the chat, do you guys know what Uncanny Valley is? Do you know what it is, Oz? Okay, so Uncanny Valley is the feeling that a human being gets when we encounter something that doesn't seem quite right, when it comes like did you see the movie Megan about that doll? It's
No.
that creepy, like it's not real, but it is kind of real. That feeling that we're going to get more and more as we get integrated with AI. It's an actual coined term, and it's called Uncanny Valley. It's the place where we know, our body knows that something's not right when it comes to this.
Well, yeah, and they're doing that with the robots too. Same thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's exactly.
the robots are nuts. But I've been watching a couple of shows because they caught my eye. Clownfish was I got to credit them with popping me up, because I'm big. I'm the boomer. I bring pop culture every week, every show, through the music or the graphics or anything else, the memes and everything else. But that's me. I am from that generation. I feel like I'm licensed to do that and share it. But it's rough to see that, because I believe that pop culture kind of died at the turn of the century, 2000, because of technology and iPhones and YouTube and everything else. Because instead of having something new come out every week, people aren't being creative. And I'll have to say, I need to go back to the 90s when Clear Channel basically took over the airwaves, that put all the garage bands and everybody else, they, out into the frozen winter even more. When I was a kid, used to grow up and there'd be a new group every week, or a new song every week, or something cool.
Boomers were raised on corporate. You guys were fed a corporate algorithm that isn't even understood nowadays. I mean, when you go back and we understand how these bands and of the 60s were promoted, and record sales and movie, you guys were an experiment, because you guys were the first generation raised on television, right?
We were the TV generation. It was social conditioning.
Yeah.
And not like it is now. It's on steroids now. And AI is putting social conditioning in the universe. I mean, it is, when it comes to AI, I believe that is going to be the final nail in pop culture, because what AI is going to do is going to regenerate those things from the past, just put different skins. And what I do, I reface stuff like I did with this thumbnail. But the creative aspect, it's like somebody was talking today, maybe it was that link you had me with Jason Burmis. When I drive now, the directions in my head, I rely on my phone to get me someplace. And when I was a kid, when I was younger, and up until I was like 40, or let's just say the computer generation, I had to remember how to get somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. People's phone numbers, we're not forced
dial
to
a phone.
remember.
Yeah. We've got the modern day tricorder now, and we get all of our information at hand. So that's stunting a lot of creative juices in our heads, and I'm sure people in chat feel the same way. They get addicted to this, and I'm likening AI to what the CIA did with heroin. AI is addictive. It's a horribly addictive thing, and you can abuse AI, and AI is the devil, if you want to, use the Waterboy reference. Right. It is the devil, but I'm using it like a lot of people are using it, but at the same time, I know how addictive it is and what kind of damage it can do, because it is being abused so much with the chat GBTs, the large language models, and everything else. That not only is creating false scenarios and false stories, and writing op-eds.
Nobody writes anything anymore.
Nobody writes anything.
It's produced by a chat.
I'm not going to say nobody writes anything, because there are still people that shun this stuff. I'm not going to shun it from an artistic standpoint of being able to create things. But I'll tell you something. We've talked about AI writing movie scripts and everything. That's taking the humanity out of our pop culture of the future. If the human interface is what made pop culture great, even though it was corralled by corporate interests, it still was that human interface. Now, this keeps going, it's going to be a horrible thing. And again, it's horribly addictive.
It's already taken over YouTube. YouTube is so freaking boring. I'll click on a video. It'll have a great title, right? Like, oh, this looks really interesting. And then I'll hear the robot droney voice. And you can tell it's a script that's been written out by ChatGPT. And I click off of it. I'll go to the next one. And it's the same damn thing. I heard something like 80% of YouTube is now written by AI.
Right. And op-eds. And I'm seeing, and I can tell, a lot of us can tell if it's written by the person or that person had an AI write it. Now, when I write rundowns for our show, for instance, or I do a story, the body of my work is probably over 3/4 of what the final result is. So the final result is a full body of work, right? So I put it into AI to enhance it a little bit, and I keep those copies. Actually, AI saves it for me. So if somebody says, oh, you didn't write that, AI did it. But what some people are doing, abusing, is taking just buzzwords and giving them a couple of sentences of what kind of story they want to write. And AI spits out this beautifully, edited story.
Our kids are doing it in schools so badly that teachers are quitting. Like,
that's wrecking creativity in their minds if they don't think about things when they're doing it. So again, that's another downside of AI. And again, it's addictive. And I don't want to stay on this all night, but AI is going to stifle pop culture of the future. It's going to dumb down society more than it's already dumbed down. So I recommend to any of you who still use or who are using AI, remember what we're talking about here and watch some of these other opinions like that panel with Whitney Webb and things. And Chanda, you wanted to mention the medical aspect of the AI, right?
Well, AI has really been intricate in saving my life. You know, my radiation, I did 33 rounds of targeted radiation. My doctors didn't know exactly where the tumor was in my lung and the nodules that needed to have radiation. They fed all of my information, all of my scans into a giant AI. It came back 3 days later with my treatment plan, and it's all loaded into the computer, into the machine, and it knew exactly where to target. So that way I didn't take a full blast of radiation to my full entire chest. It was very, very targeted, and they can do the same thing for your brain. So as much as we're poo-pooing on AI for the creative side of it and the detriment that it's going to be to pulp culture, there is a lot of uses where it is an advancement.
You said the good thing I believe about AI is being able to use that scientifically to do things, barring there is no mistakes. But I don't think any system is 100% mistake free. But in your case, I think it's great. Now, telehealth by AI scares the shit out of me because telehealth takes the human element out of that. It's it's almost like you call customer service.
We got a story about that in the
doc,
I
and
think.
they send you to Pakistan or wherever to talk to somebody, and that's still the human element, but it's terrible. But AI, I believe, is even worse than that. That being said, I think we've spent enough time on it. But I wrote this. But I used AI to make it rhyme. But I wrote the body of this myself.
Okay.
And it only
AI rhymes. Good to know.
Yeah, it makes things rhyme. And I wanted to be a poem, but I wrote it primarily and when I broke it down. So I've got the hard copy and it's there, but it rhymed really well. And this is an example of what I think that AI can help do. But I still, rule of thumb, I had the creative mind to write what I felt, and then I just made it rhyme by AI. But this is a poem, and it's going to talk about what I believe the echoes of pop culture are. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Chanda, you have not heard it yet, so it's going to be new for you. So here we go. It's called Echoes of Pop Culture.
Echoes of pop culture.
Turn it up. There you go.
Pop culture's not dead, but it's barely alive, stripped of its soul, just trying to survive. What once was electric, bold, and brand new is now just a remix they market to you. Each decade once had its rhythm and roar. The 60s were rebels, the 90s were sore. The 80s lit up in shimmering light. Now we scroll through the past in the glow of the night. It's not evolution, it's rerun fatigue, a loop of old hits, a recycled league. A friend's scene cut with a TikTok beat, wrapped in Siths from Stranger Things cheat. We thought the net would be spark a flame, but it's just a vault with a different name. An endless archive where nothing sticks, just safe little sequels and viral tricks. We're scavenging scraps from stories long gone, searching for meaning, pretending it's strong. Remember when we all knew that song? Now it's just playlists, endless and wrong. The water cooler's dry, the moment has passed. No shared experience, nothing can last. It's all just echoes stitched from the seams of someone else's half-remembered dreams. And Gen Z, deserving a culture of their own, are sold our youth, reskinned and regrown. Knockoff vibes from a pixel parade, movies that feel like a brand masquerade. It's not just nostalgia, it's something more dire, a slow burning crash, a creative flat tire. While risks go ignored and bold voices drown, the same 5 shows just circle around. So if we keep feeding this hollowed out ghost, letting code and cache decide what we post, then pop won't just falter, it's bound to decay, till we're left with echoes and nothing to say.
What do you think?
Very good. Yeah, I agree with the sentiment 100%.
Yeah, I just, everybody just remember you're a human being and you want to embrace your humanity and those around you. That's all we're saying. Because if we let all this technology get a hold of us by the throat, which it looks like they're doing, the technocracy is going to win again, and we're going to be in worse shape. So that's where we're at. And Kate, I'm glad you liked that. Thank you. Again, I will credit the AI with making it rhyme, but the bulk of the information on there I did write. So I fixed
Well, and
it.
it's so dead on. That's all it is little, I mean, how many times do I see a Friends short from fucking 20 years ago in my feed a day? You know,
A day.
It's a day, yeah, all day long, and nothing new. You and I are always bitching that you know, all of the big studios, they suck. They can't come up with anything new. They're just redoing old movies.
And again, that's another rule I have. When I pick out this music for this show, I try and honor the originals as best I can.
Yeah.
And I can't run the originals because the copyright. But the bands that are doing great work and covers, I want to give them all the credit in the world because they're owning a lot of these originals themselves, and I got to credit them with that. But thank you so much, guys. It's great. And Natalie, I go on Face Crack about once a week. Yeah, Face Crack is pretty horrible these days. What do you got here? What do you got here, Shane?
Bernie Sanders boarding his 3rd private flight this week. Please, I have a climate conference.
Oh my God! You know he gets so exposed every day. I don't know how people keep following that guy. He's saying what everybody should be saying. It's nothing new. He's using his campaign rhetoric over and over again because
the same
it worked
shit
for
he
them.
was saying 10 years ago, but he doesn't follow through on anything.
No,
I'm just so over
just
Bernie butt lickers. Like,
yeah,
stop.
talk about creative thing. He's just rehashing everything that should have been done decades ago. And again,
that'll never get done, especially
never.
by his friends, the Democrats.
Never get done. And you brought this one too. Chanda wrote a good portion of this deck, guys. So
this is the Hill. The Democrat National Committee, the DNC, has taken its first steps towards possibly requiring a new election for 2 of its vice chairs, including David Hogg, which has stirred up controversy for calling for primary challenges to longtime incumbents in safe seats. Are we shocked?
You cannot reform the Democratic Party, and they are not democratic. And I charge myself a quarter every time I say democratic. They're Democrat rats. And they want to get rid of him because he wants to challenge incumbents.
And David Hogg, come on. This guy is not progressive by any freaking means. He is a rank and file Democrat, has been since they brought him out. I mean, I always thought that he was an op anyways.
Yeah. Well, look at all the so-called Democrats from 2016 and the ones that ran for office. Boy, they sure changed their tune. They dumped the party. They're going with the Green Party or somebody else all the time. So, again, it's...
about time they woke up.
Yeah, it is. Natalie Williams, Oz, put that poem on Face Crack so I can share. I will do that. Thank you so much, Natalie.
Put it on Face Crack.
I will do that. And full disclosure, I wrote the bulk of it, but AI made it rhyme. So there you go. And this one, you guys have heard this. I think Dore runs this all the time, but Post-Oopolis, if you don't show them you're capable of voting for them, then they don't have to listen to you. David Hogg, this is an example of what happens when you try to get the Democrats to listen to you about anything. No shit, David. This has been around since Lawrence O'Donnell was young. back when he was still married to Catherine Harold, and I still don't know why she married this greasy slime ball. Anyway,
If you want to pull the party, the major party that is closest to the way you're thinking, to what you're thinking, you must show them that you're capable of not voting for them. If you don't show them you're capable of not voting for them, they don't have to listen to you. I promise you that. I worked within the Democratic Party.
I haven't seen this stuff in a
didn't
while.
listen or have to listen to anything on the left while I was working in the Democratic Party because the left had nowhere to go.
and it doesn't make any difference now because the Democrat Party has rigged their elections, and they have done it for cycle after cycle with superdelegates and cheating and Jim Clyburn in there. You know, I mean, Bernie should have been the candidate, although we found out he's just a piece of shit like the rest of them. Clyburn, you know, screwed that in 2020, you know, so it's all rigged, it's all corrupt. So get the hell out of the Dem Party and don't give them any power. Don't jump through their fucking hoops. And, you know, try and organize outside the party, you know, because it's just it's a waste of your damn energy. Now, Sabrina Salvati, once again, Sabby Sabs, she had something to say here too about this, and I think we are in full agreement. Chanda, you listen to it and let me know.
Okay.
They don't want change. The party cannot be changed. So listen to this. DNC subcommittee on Monday recommended that the organization invalidate one of its February vice chair votes over claims that it unfairly disadvantaged female candidates. Like, I'm not even making this up, folks. I'm not making this up. So when everything fails, let's go with, it was unfair to women. That's how we'll get them out of there.
Yep.
The Democratic Party didn't learn anything from the loss in 2024. They're really trying to do this. I'm not exaggerating. Goes on to say, the move, which won't be official unless the entire DNC votes to approve it, could open up new races for positions held by David Hogg, Florida activist, and Malcolm Kenyatta, a Pennsylvania state legislature. Is it this? The challenge by Oklahoma Democratic Committee woman Caitlin Free, who unsuccessfully ran against Hogg and Kenyatta in February race for vice chair, is not related to the ongoing tension between Hogg and the National Party over his push to support primary challenges against incumbent Democrats. Yeah, right. Instead, it was based off of Free's claim that the handling of the vice chair vote gave the two men an unfair advantage amid the National Party's requirements that its executive committee achieve gender balance. You cannot make this up. So now they're going to try to say that he can't have that seat or shouldn't have that seat because there's no gender balance. Because you have Ken, who's the DNC chair, and so the vice chair should be a woman. People voted for David. So there's no true democracy in this country. The Democratic Party is undemocratic. And this is why I continue to say, and I warn people about this, and I'm tired of saying I told you so, damn it, but I warn people about this. There is no reforming the Democratic Party. I used to believe it was possible. I believed it in Bernie 2016. Hell, I even believed it in Bernie 2020.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
I realize money talks, billionaires talk, Wall Street talks, the MIC talks. All of those things matter more than what the voter actually wants when it comes to the Democratic Party and when it comes to the DNC, because the DNC is corporate.
Yeah.
So
and they always use sexism.
Yeah, they
always use sexism when they want to, right? I had the male chair of the next county over rip a microphone out of my hand on stage because he didn't like what I was having to say. I was inviting people to a progressive outside the Democratic Party meeting to organize for issues. And, you know, so they don't give a shit about a woman actually being in there. They're just using that as their excuse. Whatever.
And they go so far. And honestly, a lot of the districts that I've been in, which are probably a handful, have in their bylaws that the chair and vice chair, one of them has to be opposite. But in real democracy, whoever you vote for should be the person that gets the office, period. So that's just one more way.
Well, and isn't that just wrong with the wokeism and non-binary? I mean, shouldn't that rule have been thrown out a long fucking time ago if the Dems actually stood with the LGBTQ plus community?
Let me tell you something. The hypocrisy is shoulder deep within both parties.
Yeah,
Both
that's why
parties.
I hate the Democrats.
Both parties. The
hypocrisy.
Democrats, the Democrats are the worst. And I'm going to tell you again, the two worst presidents as far as criminal and corrupt, I'm going to tell you, I believe it's Obama and Clinton. You can say all you want about this asshole we've got now, but they were cunningly corrupt. And Clinton, holy shit, I think he's the godfather of the corruption in the Democratic Party, at least in my lifetime.
Well, he
truly.
turned them into Republicans. He allowed the Republicans to
Well,
take
yeah,
over.
he sold
But
them to Wall Street. Yeah.
Yeah, he sold them Wall Street. But I'm going to be very clear. I don't give two shits who's the vice chair of the DNC. I don't care if it's David Hogg. They're not changing anything from inside the Democratic National Committee, no matter who's in that damn chair. It could be the most self-proclaimed progressive in the fucking world. It doesn't fucking matter. They're never going to change that party.
If Hogg wants to show me something, what he should be doing is verbally burning the party down as he exits and goes independent. Like
Show
some
them for
of the
who they
others.
really are. Exactly.
Show them for who they fucking are and divulge their goddamn secrets. Now, you brought this meme here. That's me.
Baby progressives. I can't believe the DNC would do that to Hogg. 2016 Bernie supporters first time.
And like Sabrina said, and in 2020, we didn't get screwed hard enough in 2016. We had to get a second round.
I know.
2020.
So many of us held on for 2020, myself included.
Fool me twice.
Yeah.
Never gonna fool me again.
It burned me twice for sure.
Yeah, no way. Chanda, did you see that this week? This gal that's holding this phone, this clear phone.
No, I haven't seen this.
No, this is a setup, but the point of it is a setup, and what that is that's a piece of acrylic, and she's looking at it and pretending that it's a smartphone or something, and she freaked everybody out. I didn't bring the video, but wow! But here she is explaining what the hell this is.
I'm confused.
This is a methaphone. It is exactly what it looks like. A clear piece of acrylic shaped like an iPhone. But why does it exist? My friend is actually the inventor and creator of these, and he told me that what he wanted to test was if we're all so addicted to our phones, then could you potentially curb somebody's addiction by replacing the feeling of having a phone in your pocket with something that feels exactly the same? Now, I commentate on technology's impact on society, right? So obviously I have something to say here. I think the reason 13 million people and counting are intrigued about that video of me in the boba shop and why this is so completely sold out right now is because this little piece of acrylic feels like a physical artifact that directly responds to this collective tension we all feel about how our devices, which are meant to make us more connected, are actually having the exact opposite effect. This is not news. I don't need to report this. But even as we're all astutely aware of that, like, what are we supposed to do? We're all just individuals up against what? The entirety of big tech? And I think that's why this little piece of acrylic feels so empowering. I mean, honestly, look, have I used my phone less in the past week that I've been carrying this around with me? Probably not. But just the idea that I could have something in my life, something I can touch and hold, and the conversation that this little guy is sparking online, that's what really matters. But what do you think, really? I mean, do you think that a single piece of acrylic could actually start to help us get back in touch with our humanity? Or is this just a weird party trick? Oh, and if you know why this is called a methaphone, drop that knowledge in the comments.
So it's a fake cigarette, basically, but it's a phone.
it's a fake cigarette, and that's how she's portraying it. But I think it's just one more aspect of social conditioning, taking our humanity away. I equivocate that with a pet rock, and You know, it's just
yeah, but our
another-
brains are hardwired for that response, right? So we
Yeah.
get that dopamine hit every time we
Right.
pick up our phone to see how
Yeah.
many likes we've got or how many responses. So I could see where that would quell the neuro, transmitter in your brain. So
Yeah, and that's, it weans you. It's like Nicorette gum, I guess. That's the way you're looking at it, right?
you can also pack around a brick. I don't know. It's the same thing.
Well, that piece of
Get
acrylic,
yourself a log.
that piece of acrylic looks pretty good. I'm wondering how much money they made off of that thing.
Yeah, how
That's
much money did they make on those? Oh my
Jesus
God, what a scam!
Christ. Yeah. And Professor Zinka says there's two war parties. Neither supports Medicare for all. Neither supports a living wage of $25 an hour. Neither supports a federal housing guarantee. But you know what they both support? Record high military budgets and endless wars. Jax Page says, why is this so hard for people to understand? Chanda, why is this so hard for people to understand? Social conditioning over and over again. The bullshit on the net. AI. What?
It's the same thing as believing in Santa Claus to me. Like, you believe that they're going to do anything? No, they're cutting the shit out of Medicaid, Medicare, and nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. Independents, Republicans, Democrats, nobody wants these cuts. And my take is, where all this money that they saved with Doge, which, come on, Doge was just a big fucking data collection. That's all it
what
was,
is.
to help fucking Elon, get the app for the future where he can control all of us. But anyways, yeah.
This to me is another.
Where's all that money gone?
It's a transfer of wealth again, and they're taking it out of the people that don't have it to start with. What would you do if you didn't have Medicaid for the last year with your?
What would most of the country do? Well, I'd be dead. I'd be dead without it. So
Yeah, no, it's this is insane. I brought this. Jeremy Corbyn, Gaza has been a test for mainstream media, and they have failed, to say the least. Empire of lies. These worms in mainstream media are not journalists. They are cowards and collaborators, agents of Israel, and traitors to the profession and the nation. And Jeremy Corbyn, again, like him or not, he's right here.
I find him a pussy, just like Bernie.
Where has the journalists been in all this? Have they just been complicit, or do they not want to speak out, or are they afraid of something? I don't know what it is.
They're corporate
But what I
owned.
do know is that there are children dying in Gaza, emaciated, hungry, in desperate need of support and attention. And the last thing they see of the world is maybe a fence. And on the other side of that fence, there's food, there's water, there's medicine. We live in an evil world that allows this to carry on. When we have been pursuing questions such as the supply chain of weapons, and Richard Bergen and Imran Hussein have done a great job in holding
Nice,
almost weekly
David Hobbs
meetings
here.
discussing the arms trade, bringing in people from Campaign Against the Arms Trade and all the others. Journalists? No, not interested, don't want to know. Just carry on with the narrative that somehow or other it's all the fault of the Palestinians because they're there in Gaza. We're witnessing
I appreciate
something
what he's
atrocious
saying.
In history. And when the history of the 21st century
You can
is
kill
written, people will say,
thought I did.
where were the great journalists of the
But I just gotta say, isn't this the same guy who got ran out for being called anti-Semitic? So instead of standing up for what he believed was right, he fucking bowed out so he could live to fight another day. I just find him like Bernie. Platitudes. Shut up.
Well, Catherine Austin Fitts made it clear in that video that you watched we watched.
Oh,
it
that was
last
a
week.
great interview. If you guys
That-
didn't watch that interview with Jimmy
No,
Dore and Catherine
no,
Austin
that
Fitts,
was
go watch
great.
it.
No
It's
matter
so
where you're
good.
at with Jimmy, that interview, it was all about Catherine Austin Fitts. And she said, you'd get dead if you don't play ball. And I believe
Exactly.
they all know this. And this guy probably knows this too. But they're allowed to say, and Bernie's being allowed to say more and more about this stuff, but it's just rhetoric. It's nothing that you and I or anybody in this chat wouldn't say on the regular. I mean,
Yeah, we've been calling out the media for years. I go back in my Facebook posts, and 6 years ago, I'm calling out the media for not standing up for Palestine. I mean, and these people are just now calling the media out. Where have you been?
Doesn't
Where
it
have
make
you
you,
been?
doesn't it make you a little suspect? Doesn't make you just a little suspect that, say, our show, and there's others out there that bring really good entertainment, if not news, informative stuff, get slammed so hard in the algorithm because they won't play ball. But there's other people, our sisters and brothers, and I'm not going to name names, that just grow and grow and grow like wildfire.
Fed Flanders.
Yeah, and because they're playing ball. They're going by the rules. They're jumping through the hoops. And the people who are actually, telling the truth are getting crammed into a box. And that's just the way it is. But maybe we've got a whole country full of ambulance chasers and watching house fires. I don't know. I don't think so. I hope there's more to it than that. Did I bring this or you brought this?
No, I did. So the Democrats rolled out Hillary Clinton again this week. Hillary Clinton criticizes pro-Palestinian protests and says that many young people she's spoken to don't know very much about the history of the Middle East and, frankly, about history in many areas of the world. Amir says, Democrats unleashing this secret weapon. Let's roll out our most conceited, unlikable failure to repeat a bunch of ahistorical lies and call young people stupid.
Yeah, I think we need to bring in Misty here and put it into the right context.
Misty. So Hillary Clinton says, Clinton Charity confirms that Qatar gave a $1 million gift while she was at the State Department. So she said this week, you heard that they gave Trump, aka the Department of Defense, a $400 million jet, right? So Hillary says no one gives someone a $400 million jet for free without expecting anything in return. Be serious. And our friend Comrade Misty says, bitch, shut the fuck up. You are the most superior to no one.
Yeah, the moral superior to no one. Absolutely.
To no one. What do you think about this, giving them a jet? So it's not Trump's personal jet. Everybody's saying it's going to be Trump's.
No,
it's not Trump's. It's going to be the Department of Defense's, apparently, because they need a jet.
Can't keep it. And from what I understand, Boeing said that Air Force One's not going to be ready for till 2029. So whatever. Fuck off.
Will Trump still be president? Some people say so.
Oh yeah, sure he will. Yeah, whatever. I'll bets on that one. I'll take that bet all day long, and I'll be able to retire on that. So, you brought this. Who is this dude?
Oh, this is one of the princes of Saudi Arabia, I think, talking about Trump's new jet.
Oh, great.
Government to government transaction. It has nothing to do with personnel, whether it's on the U.S. side or on the Qatari side. Why would we buy an influence in the United States?
They're not buying influence.
If you look just, in the last 10 years of the U.S.-Qatar relationship, Qatar has been always there for the U.S.
If it's not deemed legal, the offer would be withdrawn, I assume.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we will not do anything
we never do anything illegal. We're not buying influence.
There was something illegal. There were many ways to hide these kind of transactions when we not be
we have many ways to hide these transactions.
Yeah,
so we can hide it if we wanted
don't give
to.
Don't give away the narrative there, dude. Don't talk about being criminal. Says the dude that has vending machines that spit gold out. No shit. They have vending machines that spit
don't
gold
even get
out.
me started on Saudi Arabia, and they're beating them princesses and locking them up. And oh my gosh, we've done some stories over the years. So
here's
let's see. In 1996, Bill Clinton signed his Immigration Reform Act that stated illegals could be deported without judicial hearings. So if it's really about due process in the Constitution, talk to him. Just want to point that out. It always comes down to the Democrats, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Obama sealed the deal with the Patriot Act, which basically nullified habeas corpus.
Oh, God,
so,
yeah.
That's just whatever.
Well, see, they set each other up for the shot, right? It reminds me of being a volleyball player,
Exactly.
They punt it up, and then the Democrats freaking slam it over the net. Like George Bush threw up the Patriot Act, and Obama freaking slammed it home.
I'm telling you, that's why I say Clinton and Obama were the worst. And, Bush was, he was a sock puppet. And, I'm thinking, there's not much good to say about any of them. All of them. You brought this as well.
First American Pope. We haven't got to talk about the new Pope, Oz. So guess what? He's a Democrat from Chicago. Ruh-roh.
Oh no.
What do you think? He says he's going to be like Francis. He's going to be focused on the poor, and he's going to, I see a lot of Catholic friends of mine that are, somewhat awake. They're excited. They think that he's going to do good. Of course, he took Leo as his Pope name. I just still think the Vatican's evil. I'm not buying it.
No, I'm not buying it either. And, they're trying to put on a good face on the new Pope, and whatever.
He's young, so he's going to be around for a while. What is he, 68, 69, something like that? So he'll probably be around for the rest of my lifetime, I would guess.
I had a family member of me this week say how much she just absolutely adored Patty Murray and Ron Wyden. And
the mom in tennis shoes? Fuck no.
Yeah, and I didn't point this out because, this family member's pretty old and going to go away soon. But Patty Murray, the pharmaceutical industry owns her and Durbin and Cardin and Menendez. I think isn't Menendez going to jail? Ron Wyden, Chuck Schumer, Michael Bennett, crooked, Bob Casey, Bernie Sanders. What?
Oh.
Bernie Sanders? What? And Mitch McConnell. Look at that.
Wow.
And
look at how much money Bernie took. Almost $2 million?
Well, he's going to say it was individual donors within.
Those were individual donations
Yeah.
for people who just happened to work in the industry.
Yeah, well, we know
That's
how that
what he always
works.
says.
I mean, that's people in that industry usually are, lead people that make a lot of money, and management looks at them and says, hey, guess what? Your Christmas bonus is coming. How much are you going to donate to your favorite candidate? So, there's always a backdoor way of doing things. And, they do it. Am I on the right slide? Are we on the right one? Yeah, this is it right here.
Yeah, 31.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, this was funny, Chanda. I hadn't seen this. So.
Oh, yeah. What is this? Carol? Is her name Carol Dingle from Utah?
Dingle, Michigan.
Oh, she's from Michigan. I thought she was from Utah. Anyways, yeah. She passed out during a committee hearing. Oops.
And she's not.
She cares.
She must have been around Biden too much. Here we go.
Cocaine was wearing off.
How much does she make? How much does she make?
Who knows with the insider trading and the payoffs, right?
Who's sleeping on the job here? And the former ice cream man, is that what this is? Didn't he?
Oh, yeah, it is. The beginning of this, I didn't catch the first, what Kennedy was saying. What Kennedy was saying was actually interesting. But, of course, Ben Cohen from Ben and Jerry's decided to get in there during this committee hearing and raise a little ruckus, and more power to him. I'm glad he did.
Permitted while the committee conducts its business. Capitol Police are asked to remove
I thought it was Bernie for a
individuals
second.
from the hearing room.
Move down the hallway.
Ben, why are you getting arrested?
Move down the hallway. If you stop, you will be
Kills
arrested.
poor kids in Gaza by buying bombs and pays for it by kicking kids off Medicaid in the U.S.
Keep going down. Keep going down the hallway.
Ben, how many days have they been starving in Gaza?
What has it been? 75 days by now. Stop.
Anthony, I need my shoe.
For our program.
Okay,
We work
now let's go.
that
Down
night,
into the hole right now. Let's go. Everybody. I'm saying, everybody stop this. Pick it up.
Ben,
Stop business. Pick it up.
Ben, what are you calling for the Congress and senators to do for Gaza?
Congress and the senators need to ease the siege. They need to let food into Gaza. They need to let food to starving kids.
What did you say in there, man?
I said that Congress is paying to bomb poor kids in Gaza and paying for it by kicking poor kids off Medicaid in the U.S.
Yep.
Stop. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. Right.
Everybody stop.
That's exactly it. Kill the kids in America, kill the kids in Gaza. Hey, it's a win-win on both sides. Did I read this right? China was doing airdrops of food into Gaza?
Yeah, some say that was fake, but I don't believe it. I think China
Yeah, I don't
actually
know.
did do it.
All
if
it
you
does
could-
is allow the IOF to target the Palestinians when they come out to try to get food.
Yep, every time. Chuck Schumer, Trump says he cares about combating anti-Semitism. Meanwhile, he keeps hiring and enabling and empowering dangerous anti-Semites and white supremacists. It must end now. And it's NPR. Multiple Trump White House officials have ties to anti-Semitic extremists. I'm saying bullshit on that.
I'm calling bullshit on that. They're all Zionists. What the hell are they talking about?
Yeah.
NPR sucks.
Yeah,
NPR has sucked for years.
I know. And so Gen X girl, friend of the show, so Trump slightly snubs Netanyahu, and all of a sudden his White House is anti-Semitic. The same White House that supports your bullshit IHRA definition of anti-Semitism, which makes criticism of Israel anti-Semitic, has detained 1,000 students plus for criticizing Israel, and you've been silent. No shit. I mean, you can't make this shit up. So again, it's
they're all Zionists. Come on, and this bullshit narrative that Trump and Benji are not talking, and that Trump is allying with Saudi Arabia. Bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
Wake up, America! Stop using military aid to Israel. Shut down AIPAC. Free America from the Zionist occupation. Free Palestine. Free the world.
I'm not Israel's bitch. You're not Israel's bitch. Our chat isn't Israel's bitch. So why is our government Israel's bitch? Because they're paid off by, that's front groups. Now you brought this. You're saying this is going to take us down, right?
Whatever, I don't know, but it's funny. It's not South Park. It's a South Park
knockoff. So
knockoff.
Dime store.
Yeah.
Okay, it's probably a little better.
It's a dime
than
store.
Yeah, here we go. Let's take.
We'll see. We'll see if it's real or not. Kind of loud.
Okay, everyone, thank you for coming to our private viewing. We're about to show you the evidence we collected showing the deadly terrorist attacks.
Listen, guy, you better give us some real info to work with. Yeah, last time you f***ing lied and said that 40 babies were beheaded. Now my credibility's at stake, and I'm losing followers as we speak.
You better hurry up and show us something we could use, dude.
Don't worry, guys, don't worry. The evidence is on its way. But first, I need to tell you that what happened on October 7th is now considered to be worse than even the Holocaust. Did you know that?
This f***ing guy.
Yeah, dude, whatever. Just show us the f***ing evidence. Okay, I will. You're about to see the evidence. Guys, I'm telling you, it's shocking. You won't believe it when you see it. It's like the biggest thing that ever happened since World War II, I swear. It's f***ing huge.
Just show us already.
Okay, everybody, strap yourselves in. Whoa, holy shit. Whoa. Wow, guys, this is horrible. It's an absolute massacre. I've never seen anything like it. It's horrific.
Can we see it?
No, guys. I think it's really f***ing bad. Like, it's pretty overwhelming. I don't think you all should see it. Are you f***ing serious right now?
We're f***ing bleeding followers here, man. Our credibility's tanking.
You better show us the evidence right now, you slimy fuck. I'm not going to lose my career over this.
Okay. What kind of evidence do you need? What kind of evidence do we need?
He doesn't even have the f***ing evidence.
Oh, I'm so fucked.
You called us a fucking private screening? Why the f*** did you even bring us here?
You made us all look like fucking idiots on Twitter. Now you pull this crap on us?
Yeah, shit. I hate when this happens.
He throws the tear gas.
That's terrible.
Oh my god, that must have been really overwhelming.
Follow for more.
That's exactly how it went. Will you throw David Hogg a wrench while you're at it there, Oz, since I don't have my wrench powers? David Hogg has decided to join us in the chat.
Okay, David Hogg. We'll throw you a wrench. There you go. Test it out there, David. See if it works.
Somebody beat David Hogg over the head with his wrench.
Yeah, somebody beat him over the head with his wrench. You brought the commander-in-chief here. What's he saying?
Oh, this is Trump pretending like we're gonna push aid to Israel. We're gonna push Israel to get aid.
Is this the one that they said was phony, or is this real?
I don't know. Let's play.
I haven't seen it. I'll tell you after it's done.
When Gaza came up, and I said, we gotta be good to Gaza. Those people are suffering. We gotta be good to Gaza. We're gonna take care of them. There's a very big need for medicine, food and medicine, and we're taking care
I
of
think
it.
this is real.
In terms of like opening up more access points?
It is.
Very hard.
Pushing the Israelis
We are
to open up more access
very
points?
hard to get food and medicine into Gaza.
How did the Prime Minister respond to that?
Well, felt well about it.
He felt well about it. Whatever.
Netanyahu.
Yeah, you know, I'm pretty good about spotting what's fake. That wasn't fake.
That was not fake. That was CCTN TV, I think. Netanyahu is turning out to be a thorn in Trump's side because I think Trump wants the Nobel Peace Prize. What do you think?
I absolutely. I think Trump wants to be the one to bring peace to the Middle East, which if you are into the book of Revelations and prophecy, that's fucking scary. Like, we don't need peace in the Middle East, you know.
I'm
through
still
him, anyways.
I'm still trying to get past the Antichrist, so I'm no good at anything. So is this Jeffrey Sachs? Did you bring in Jeffrey Sachs?
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't cut it, and it's like 3 minutes long, so you might want to fast or speed it up.
Okay, I'll speed it up.
President Trump is going to call for a state of Palestine as a UN member state. That's the breakthrough.
Now, this was
What do you
just
think about
released a
this?
few minutes
I
ago,
don't know.
Professor Sachs, from a closed session of the Knesset Foreign.
I think you should bring this to Monday and give more context to it.
Okay, so what do you think, though? Do you think that this is bullshit, this whole talk about Trump supporting a Palestinian state?
I think it's rhetoric designed for a specific outcome, and I don't know what that is at this point.
To see Jeffrey Sachs and Judge Knapp excited about it, I will bring this over to Trailer Park Pundit because I want to talk about it.
Yeah,
because it's shocking to me to see these two buying into the rhetoric, because I kind of look to Jeffrey Sachs when it comes to this Middle East policy. I mean, I feel like he really knows what's going on, so I don't know what to think.
Here's what I think about Jeffrey Sachs, and he is one of the smartest guys out there, in my opinion. But I think that with Jeffrey Sachs, you have a private side of Jeffrey Sachs and a public side.
Oh, not the Hillary Clinton for private.
No, not that way. But I think Sachs is getting to the point, like a lot of them are. They're saying this is bullshit, and he's taking
embrace the apocalypse.
Yeah, he's taking his private, more selective speeches and points of view, and he's making them more and more public, because somebody with the kind of power that Jeffrey Sachs has with his stature around the world can make a difference with the public, and I think that he's starting to do that. That's just my opinion. And and
I already have a clip over there for Monday where he's really pissed off, and to see him really pissed off, you don't see Jeff hit that level. But this is what Fee says. So I brought you Fee says. Fee says it's astounding to watch otherwise intelligent people convince themselves that the most Zionist administration in U.S. history, our president who practically cried at the Western Wall and an AIPAC-owned Congress, is suddenly going to turn against Israel because MSM and a PR son say so.
Yeah, that's
I agree with.
I agree.
I'm not buying it.
I'm not buying it either. I David Hogg. Everyone forgets I'm a DEI Nepo baby, Florida man. Okay.
I don't forget anyway.
Throw a wrench at David Hogg, will you? Okay, here we go. We've got
Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon. What is she? She's been consistent her whole career.
Yeah, she has.
And I'm probably going to cry when I read this, because I do every time. Human history is a history not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, and kindness. What we choose to emphasize in this complex history will determine our lives. If we see only the worst, it destroys our capacity to do something. If we remember those times and places, and there are many, where people have behaved magnificently, this gives us the energy to act. And if we do act, in however small a way, we don't have to wait for some grand utopian future. The future is an infinite succession of presents. And to live now as we think human beings should live, in defiance of all that is bad around us, is itself a marvelous victory.
You know, honest to God, anything like that makes me want to well up too. It's to the point where I'm going to come back again. Saturday night for 2 hours, we get to spend time with our friends here and take a breath, because we are subjected to the misery of people in distant lands that is perpetrated by our government and their coalition of evil fuckers around the world. But that speech right there, I was starting to get teary-eyed like she was, because
she's right.
I embrace the moment.
Now in the present, it's every time one of you guys posts an anti-Israel meme, a pro-Palestinian meme, it's us refusing to fall for the algorithm and saying exactly how we freaking feel. That's where the change is coming from. So I agree with her.
Somebody got a little short with me, and this person the other day, and they go into this rant about and this and that and get off your ass and do something about it. Well, I think we're trying to contribute as best we can, because you've got 2 cancer patients here that are doing the best we can do to contribute, and we will not stop. We will not play sides, and some of you who are in here might not like some of the stuff we say about your favorite person or candidate. But we don't take any signs, and you can count on that from us. And if you've got something to say, let us know, because we'll hear you out. And meanwhile, where is this in Germany, or is this in this country?
I want to say this is in New York, and this is the disgusting Jerry Seinfeld. God, whoever liked this guy? I never.
I watched all of 2 episodes of Seinfeld. That's it.
I've always disliked him. I've never thought he was funny.
I thought he was a.
And we all know he's a pedo. He picked his wife up at high school.
Yeah, she was 17.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they say she probably was more like 15, and they didn't say anything till she was 17.
Yeah, he just from a fair point. I think the cast of Seinfeld made that show better than this guy did. So that's what I'm just saying. Okay.
Can you sign one, please? Fuck you, Jerry Seinfeld. Free Palestine.
Yeah, fuck you, Jerry.
Look at this fucking smile. Oh, what a piece of shit.
Free Palestine. Fuck you, Jerry Seinfeld. You support the genocide of Palestinian children. You rabid fucking dog. Free Palestine.
Is that his kid?
I don't know. I don't think so. Looks older than his wife.
No, getting into the car, it looks like his kid.
I know. But children in Gaza.
So
I agree with the sentiment. Fuck you, Jerry Seinfeld.
I'd buy her a salad, for doing that. Let me see, where are we at here? There we are.
42.
Anastasia Lupa.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Is that what this is?
No, you need to go. Where are you? Or did I miss one? No, you're right. I'm wrong. I skipped one.
Write this day down in history. No, actually.
I know, write this day down in history.
No. Chanda, you are always willing to mea culpa, and that's what makes you special to me.
No,
too.
I do. Yeah.
You really do. You always have, and you know what? When I push back,
when I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
You're a good sport on stuff too. So there you go. This is former Israeli PM. Here you go. You're gonna like this.
I would say it. The real enemy that we have is not Iran, which is an enemy. It's not Hezbollah, which is an enemy. Well, it's not Hamas, which is an enemy. The real enemy is from within. The messianic, crazy, extreme groups of Israelis that think that they can kick out the Palestinians and annex the territories. I'm fighting against them. I'm campaigning against them, and I think that this is incumbent upon the Israeli government and Netanyahu. Unfortunately, Netanyahu depends on them politically to the extent that he closes his eyes and he allows them to do things which are totally intolerable and unacceptable.
That was Christine Amanpour, your favorite.
Yeah, she's not my favorite. And you've got Marjorie Taylor Greene here, right?
Oh my God, she needs to shut the hell up. I mean, occasionally a broken clock's right twice a fucking day, right? So she's saying the right things, but she's not doing the right things.
No, not at all.
I don't think we should be fighting wars on behalf of Israel. And many Americans agree with that. I'm one of those Americans that are really sick and tired of the narrative that we're constantly told that we're supposed to hate some country that's overseas that maybe we've never been to. We don't know anything about that country, but we're told that they're the greatest threat to our freedoms and our democracy and that we have to go to war with them. I've never seen a Houthi or a Houthi or however you pronounce it. I don't even know what they look like. I haven't seen them back home in Rome, Georgia, where I live. I haven't seen them in Washington, D.C. And I keep saying that how is this a threat to everyday Americans when they are not threatening us here at home in our homeland?
Well,
so she got it right. Apparently she has taken a little bit of money from them, but not a lot when you compare it to the millions that others have taken, right?
Yeah, she's not signed the signaled support for overturning Citizens United. So, yeah. They're going to say whatever they can say. Like we said, Bernie does it. She does it. Everybody does it. And they're going to have targeted rhetoric because they've talked to their people, their think tanks, and they're working towards an outcome that's beneficial to them because they don't give a fuck about anybody but themselves. That's just ongoing in Congress. Now, you brought this just because Nikki is pulling Hillary Clinton here, and even worse, or
Nikki
what?
needs to shut the hell up. She says accepting gifts from foreign nations is never good practice. It threatens intelligence and national security, especially when the nation supports a terrorist organization and allows those terrorist regimes to live on its soil, regardless of how beautiful the plane may be. It opens the door and implies that the president in the U.S. can be bought. If it were Biden, we'd be furious.
She's so full of fucking shit.
She needs to shut the hell up. Look at how much money she's taken from AIPAC. Yeah.
And Biden, yeah, don't even go there. We know how corrupt Biden is. We know how corrupt he is. Here you go. What is this, Tucker?
It's Tucker talking about Tim Dillon. Now, Tim Dillon, comedian, freaking hilarious. So he's made us laugh for years now. So, yeah, this is kind of fun.
Here we go.
Did you see the Tim Dillon thing the other day?
Like, for example, Sam Harris. It is hilarious to be a guy who runs a meditation app and he spends half the time telling people about breathing and the other half of the time telling people that we need to bomb as many children as humanly possible until Israel feels comfortable.
Yeah, I texted him. I said, "It's funny. Tim Dillon, the brilliant comedian,
He's the best.
Thing about how Sam Harris is a meditation app. I didn't even know that. So by day, he's a meditation
Sam Harris
guru,
has a
and by
meditation
night
app.
he's encouraging like carpet bombing of children.
Okay, I want everybody right now to breathe. What we need to do is indiscriminately bomb women and children. Manifest the reality you want to see. Do people from Gaza still live there? Absolutely not. Is there fire in it? Oh, it's a righteous fire and it burns bright. Be on a mountain right now with me. The night sky is lit up with stars and drone strikes. I want you to breathe with me and hear the screams. Understand it's necessary.
God, if I was 20 years younger, I think I'd take a crack at that with us. I think we could do that kind of shit. But that was funny.
Tim Dillon is fucking hilarious.
That was funny. What did you bring here? Norway did what?
Norway's largest trade union votes to divest from Israel. Good.
Oh, is that real or Memorex? Is that going to happen or no? Or we're
real.
going to take something away from them? And who rules America? Ariel Sharon, Israel Prime Minister. October 3rd, 2001, speaking to Shimon Peres, we control America. Every time we do something, you tell me America will do this and will do that. I want to tell you something very clear. Don't worry about American pressure on Israel. We, the Jewish people, control America, and the Americans know it. Well, yeah, they do. They do. They until they don't. So let's hope that changes. Do you think it's ever going to change? Nope. Not in our lifetime. Okay.
Not in our lifetime.
There you go.
Not till big bombs go off. So the New York Post this week, of course, everybody saw this. Bush official claims the U.S. built secret, a $21 trillion underground city for the rich and powerful to live in if a near extinction event happens. And of course, that official would be Catherine Fitz, right? And she kind of cleared the record over on Jimmy Dore, which is the next slide this week, where she said, I didn't bring the clip of that, where she says, well, I didn't really say that. I said that they did build cities, which they did, right? We know this. Denver Airport. We've been telling you guys that Denver Airport is an underground city for a long fucking time.
Yeah, no, I believe it. I believe that she was taken out of context and they ran with it.
Yeah, she was taken out of context.
And they're just looking for anything that they can twist just a little bit. So unless you hear it from the actual human being, not the AI or what you see on the internet, always question everything. Who said that? Oh, never mind. So am I running this video?
And I don't believe anything that the New York Post says. Yeah, it's a really short clip. This was a 2-hour long interview. So worth it. If you haven't watched it, please.
Yeah,
even if you're not a Jimmy Dore fan, there's some great information in this interview.
Great information.
Building underground facilities. If you need to keep something secret, that's a way to do it. And there was one researcher many years ago who was insistent that that's where a lot of money was going. And so I did a project from 2021 to 2023 with another researcher trying to estimate, just make a wild guess, how many underground facilities, both that we know publicly that are secret, and how much of the money could have gone there. So my goal with that estimate was not to try and understand the underground facilities, but was to simply estimate how much of that money conceivably could have gone to build those facilities. And I do think a lot of money has gone, and it's, if you want to keep something secret, running those operations underground is very, it's a very prudent thing to do.
So you are referring to this story here that I'm talking about.
Yeah, right. So that was from an interview I did with Tucker Carlson where I was describing, theoretically, what are some of the places the money could have gone. Now, I think the big one is literally building the infrastructure, the legal and financial infrastructure you need to run the planet, with a private government.
I happen to agree with her. And remind me, Chanda, has the Pentagon ever passed an audit? I'm just curious.
No, they don't even want to do an audit, right? What happened to old Trump and Doge going into Fort Knox? That got quelled real fast. We haven't heard anything about that. Well, they're never going to be accountability for what they're doing with our money. Our tax dollars never go to our communities. They never go to our infrastructure, to our healthcare system. And it never will until something major changes. And nothing's going to change until we, the people, take these monsters out of power.
I don't think the general public, and maybe some of you in the chat don't realize how much money we're talking about. Just in Washington State this week, the state Congress passed, or the Ferguson signed a bill that's going to raise our taxes. $9.2 billion just for Washington State. And they're already over the top. We have the worst tax disparity in the country in Washington State.
It's going to raise on average taxes like $5,000.
But
for
that being said, that just gives you an idea. That's just one state, $9.2 billion. And I'll probably look up how much they get every year. But if you take and add that for all 50 states, you're talking trillions of dollars. And you can't tell me that a lot of that money doesn't go where it shouldn't belong, and it's building.
But we need
shit.
Medicare cuts. We need Medicare cuts.
Yeah, they need to cut Medicare. Oh, gee, what did I just say? Don't just teach your children to read. Teach them to question what they read. Teach them to question everything. And that was from George Carlin back in the day, and he was absolutely right. Okay, maybe we lied about Bernie's health and Russian collusion and COVID and Hunter's laptop and voter fraud and January 6th in Ukraine and Epstein and Hollywood and everything in between. But trust us when we tell you Trump is a threat to democracy. And that was, a lot of them are gone, the staff over at MSNBS. And I just love that so much I had to put it in there. So
is Rachel gone? Is Mad Cow gone now that it's been his first 100 days? I haven't checked.
Their ratings are in the toilet, and she's back down to
so
one
bad.
night a week, and she's pulling $25 million a year to do that in special stories. However, their demo for Jen Psaki last Tuesday night was 44,000.
Yeah, they can't even get 150,000 watching on primetime Friday night. Yeah, it's bad. I don't know why advertisers are still paying for this shit.
We've got YouTube. We've got people that do movie reviews that can fart that much on one of their shows. It's like, are you kidding me? So they are not for long. They are going to have to trim the fat or just shutter the whole thing. And I hope they do sooner than later. Because like ABC and NBC and even Fox, don't care for any of them because they're all corporate. They are all corporate.
Fox makes me laugh occasionally.
Yeah, Fox does make me laugh occasionally. Well, you brought the casino. Is this a casino on Alcatraz?
Well, you heard that Trump's talking about reopening Alcatraz.
Well, I thought that's how it worked already.
Is it going to be a casino? That's what I want to know.
Why not? That's a good idea. Have an exclusive casino. Yeah, why not? Now, you brought this. I see AI is progressing as everybody wants it to, right?
Okay, so everybody, have you seen this video? This is from this week, and this was apparently a show, and they're trying to say that this AI, it freaked me out, man. When it loses control, it's not trying to attack its handlers, that it's actually thinks it's falling. So you tell me, does it look like it thinks it's falling, or do you think it's trying to attack somebody?
How long
An
is
alarming video currently doing the rounds on social media appears to depict one of humanity's worst nightmares seemingly coming true, a killer robot going rogue.
One of those AI videos.
The short clip features a humanoid robot malfunctioning, flailing its appendages wildly, and getting almost too close for comfort to two humans working on it. The robot is believed to be a Unitree H1, a $90,000 general-purpose humanoid that we've previously seen breaking out dance moves alongside humans, taking the stairs, and pulling off a backflip. It stands 5.9 feet tall and weighs 104 pounds. That makes it the size of a full-grown person, but what's scary is that it can muster up a substantial joint torque of 360 Newton meters for lifting heavy objects.
Oh, shit.
With its arms and legs swinging at high speed, the robot could seriously injure people nearby. But is this really a terrifying scene from Terminator in real life? Maybe not. There's a bit of context and a technical explanation floating around, but I haven't yet heard back from Unitree officially confirming any of it. Still, it's worth thinking about, so here's what you're possibly looking at in the clip, which seems to have first been posted on Reddit last week. A YouTube channel called Chris Wabs posited that this clip is from a public event where Unitree was set to demonstrate the H1's capabilities. However, you'll notice that the robot was tethered by its head to a stand when it was powered on. This could have affected its balance and sense of orientation. As such, it's possible the robot may have perceived itself to be falling and responded with dramatic corrective movements. That's what might have looked like violent flailing. It's also possible the humans working nearby ran a program on the robot that didn't execute as expected. The video is certainly unsettling, but that may have a lot to do with the lack of context in which we saw this incident occur. And hey, if a robot can get disoriented just by being made to feel like it's off balance, maybe we don't have to worry about metal and AI overlords taking over the planet right away. A previous clip from February, the authenticity of which I haven't been able to verify, appeared to show a Unitree humanoid at a festival seeming to attack or intimidate attendees, before being restrained by security staff. This one is scary too, but it also raises a question: how do you de-escalate a dangerous encounter with a robot?
I'm not buying it. I don't think that AI or that robot thought it was falling, because I've watched this clip quite a few times. I did a lot of research on it before I brought this video, and it was it had its right arm going and it kept trying to go towards the human that was controlling it. I'm not buying it thought it was falling.
I'm going to take the other side. I'm going to think it was. I think that was that, or that they were testing a program on it. And that's why they had it hung up by the come along there. That's why I think
that's
they
creepy.
did it.
Either way, this is all fucking creepy to me. Keep those damn things away from me. What about the one in the crowd that tried to frickin' attack somebody? Yeah, no.
I think it was like Missy scaring the chickens.
Yeah,
just
right.
Yeah, there you go.
That's too funny. So China has unveiled the world's first AI-powered hospital staffed with 42 artificial intelligence doctors. Now, these are the same type of AIs. It's the same company of the last two robots that you just saw. What do you think?
You.
We were just talking about AI helping me with my radiation. Now, this draws the line. It's one thing to have a computer that's calculating shit for me. It's another to have one actually. No, I need bedside manner and human flesh.
Yeah, I could handle them in like the Star Wars bar, but I can't handle them handling my medical care.
You can make me a drink, but you aren't doing brain surgery on me.
Yeah, no way.
Elon's using these to put the neural links in.
Oh, great. Wonderful. That's just peachy.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Okay. Sign me up.
Let's see. Apple warns people to control their devices with their thoughts. Apple has a new tech intended to enable people to control their iPhones and other devices with neural signal capacity or by a new generation of brain implants. So, yeah, get an Apple implant and your phone will just be in your head now.
Listen. Remember back in the early 2000s, they had a game. It would take a ping pong ball and you could take with your mind, you strapped over a conductor to your head. You could move that ping pong ball through hoops on the table. Yeah. So if they're saying this here, I'm willing to bet you that they've had it already and they're testing it. And it actually is. It's just now the problem is instead of wearing a cap with inductors into it, they're putting into your brain, and that's where people are getting nervous about it. So I believe that, and that's what I'm gonna do. Now, did I bring this or did you bring this?
No, I did. Says Captain, the Borg are about to attack. How do you know, Mr. Data? They added me to the group chat. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that is funny. I brought a Captain Picard down in Remember When. The Vigilant Fox, and I'm not that familiar with the Vigilant Fox, but I follow the Vigilant Fox. Joe Rogan's conversation with Harvard professor and mind control expert Rebecca Lemov quickly zeroed in on one of his favorite topics, government interference in digital life. And Rogan opened the door with a warning that's become all too familiar. So give it a listen. Tell me what you think. And I'm
Is this the face crack thing?
No.
Well, there's so many different kinds of mind control, right? You know, one of the things we've talked about a lot on this podcast is that an enormous percentage of what you're seeing on social media in terms of interactions and debate is not real. It's not organic. It's state-run, state-funded, and it's whether it's foreign governments or our government or
Israel
corporations.
Israel.
You're getting inorganic discourse that's designed to form a narrative, and which is a form of mind control.
Yeah, I mean, I think even at a basic level, it's known and studies have shown that we respond as if it were organic and real. And, you know, even when somebody likes a post of yours, the response is the same as like in-person interaction. So I think at the root, there's a kind of way that on an emotional level, it's not just manipulation of ideas, but there's a kind of emotional engineering that's built into the platforms and doesn't even demand, at first government involvement. DARPA was involved in the development of the internet and of things like pattern recognition, but I mean, the government has funded many.
The internet is
studies,
DARPA.
But really, with what I got interested in social media and how I connected with the episodes of brainwashing from earlier mind control, is that it operates, it creates states of emotional contagion that aren't really about convincing people of a different way to think, but more about how you feel about what you think, which is something people describe in cults too. It's not that it changed my thoughts; it's that it changed my feelings about my thoughts.
Okay,
and I'm gonna go more in depth on this. I've already got a follow-up clip of this.
Well, yeah, and did you catch what she said? Emotional contagions. That's psychological warfare, social conditioning. Yeah, that's all.
Are they going to make you angry? Are they going to make you upset? Are they going to make you happy? I mean, how many dead babies have you guys seen in your news feed this week? How many have you seen, Oz? You know, there's a reason for it. There's a reason.
Yeah,
they're allowing us to see dead baby body parts.
Yeah, and it's ramped up, and I'm just wondering how many of those are bots too. But it is happening. There's no two ways about it. New testing finds illegal levels of bisphenol S in receipt paper. Did you know this? Center for Environmental
No, God, I reported on this years ago. Yeah,
I know.
Be touching those receipt papers.
Still there, By the way, everybody, if you still have those coated frying pans with the PCFBs or whatever the hell's on them, don't eat those things. Just throw them away. And
I don't.
recycle them. So you brought this one about life science here.
Let's see. Earth is wobbling and days are getting longer and humans are to blame. A new study which utilizes AI to monitor the effects of climate change on Earth's spin has shown that our days are getting increasingly longer and our planet will get more wobbly in the future. These changes could have major implications for humanity's future. So it's our fault because of climate change. We're making the planet wobble.
Well, again, things are changing. And to be sure, and Chanda and I agree on this, humans have orchestrated these changes, and there is a change in everything. So yeah, it's humans are doing it. So I'm not going to get into the climate change thing tonight, but we could, but don't have time. You brought this.
President Trump expected to rename San Andreas Fault to Joe Biden's fault. Yes.
Yeah, that's very good. I want to spend just a minute on this. Panasonic to cut 10,000 jobs, expect $900 million in restructuring costs. Now you brought that. Did you want to accept that? Did I bring that or did you bring that?
You brought all this. I don't bring the closure stuff.
Okay. The Rite Aid is selling 1,000 stores. I think Rite Aid's going to be selling all of their stores, and somebody's going to buy them, Walgreens or somebody. But Walgreens is closing 1,200 stores plus. Let me see. Let me get over here with this other one.
That is a breakdown of our medical infrastructure is what that is, because how do people in rural areas and the urban cities where these places are closing down get their pharmaceuticals at, Oz?
Well, that's the problem. It's all going to be delivered by Amazon or somebody else.
Yep.
Costco's going to pick up the slack, Safeway, Kroger, they're going to do that. But ultimately, you are going to get the 15-minute city treatment with your pharmaceuticals. It's going to be delivered to you, and they're just biding
going to
time.
Switch you to online.
But
they're doing healthcare networks like what I'm in right now. I'm in a healthcare network.
That's actually, I believe, one of the better ways to do it is to have the pharmacy in your doctor's office.
I love it. I love that. I got a prescription refill this week. I needed refills on it. I didn't even know I needed refills. They just went over to my doctor and got the refills.
Don't know how sustainable that is either, because they're closing down clinics all over the place. And if you are in a rural area, they're going to close that clinic down. You're going to have to drive someplace else to get it.
Are we going to get to a point where no person even lays hands on you to do a physical exam? I mean, how do you practice medicine if you're not physically actually looking at the person?
Well, you're going to get a body scan, and for the time being, they're going to have a real person look at your scans, but that's the best you can hope for, I think.
That's the way it is now. But
the bigger point I wanted to make here is, if you haven't noticed, and much of you have because you're engaged, you're still engaged with things, we are in a retail apocalypse. And I'm not paying lip service because they talked about it with the pandemic, and they've been talking for a while. We are in the retail apocalypse now. Fast food is tanking. They're closing fast food. Hundreds of thousands of jobs are going by the wayside.
It's rotten and expensive.
People are losing their jobs. This is not sustainable. And I don't hang on every word Richard Wolff says, but I believe he's pretty much right on. And next year, it's going to look real horror show unless something's done soon. Because every week we see like Rite Aid and Walgreens and Dollar Tree and I didn't even know J.C. Penney's had places left, but they're going away. Best Buy.
Right? Ours closed 3 years ago.
And McDonald's and Burger King and Subway and all of them.
To those places.
They're all closing stores, and there's not enough new businesses growing. Some of them are, but they're picking the sure thing locations. So
these are low wages jobs too, so it's really going to affect the working poor.
It's not even low wages job that I'm concerned about. Senior citizens could only afford things like Burger King, 2 for $6, things like that.
They don't have 2 for $6 now. Are you kidding? There's
no.
dollar menus anymore.
They're closing. They're not going to have any of it.
Yeah.
Fast food was where you took your grandkids to buy them lunch. They can't afford that anymore. Fast food was what keeps low-wage workers fed with shitty food, but it puts something in their stomach. It's going away, and it's going away fast, just like your ability to shop other places instead of Costco and Walmart and things like that. Thank God we've got a Winco here. Otherwise I'd be relegated to Walmart. But Safeway, Kroger, Fred Meyer's, I
can't afford to shop at Safeway
can't
or
afford
Kroger's.
there. And I'll tell you something else. It's been recent, but it's been going on a long time. It's not so safe to shop at Safeway or Kroger because they have been violating weights and measures by signage and price tags on everything. And you've been getting overcharged because of their computers, their POS systems are not up to date. That's a thing. So they've been ripping you off too. And who are
I
they
catch that all the time. Yeah.
Who are they going to blame for this? Well, we have to pay the wages of these people, but you're still breaking the law, fuckface. Well, it's the unions. They're going to blame everybody but themselves, and they're doing this.
Fuckface.
They are doing this on purpose. So everything's crumbling.
Calm down, Boomer.
If you're here next year and you run into this, or anytime you find something that you disagree with me on, let me know, because I'll mea culpa. But what I'm seeing...
Oz is all fired up. He's going to blow his nose off.
Yeah, I'm going to blow my nose off. You brought this.
Corporations bought 19% of residential properties in the U.S. last year. Foreign buyers bought 1.3%. I know which one I'm more concerned with. Do you know that 30% of Atlanta was bought last year by corporations? 30%.
I know. They're buying it all out.
Crazy.
They're screwing everybody. They're going to make us be on UBI and live in hovels. Is what they're going to do.
Rent's insane. A studio apartment in our rural little fucking town, 200 miles away from the biggest city, is $1,600. Like, what the fuck?
I know. You brought this.
Crazy. Let's see. Breaking. United Healthcare is under criminal investigation by the Justice Department for possible Medicare fraud. Uh-oh.
Yeah, and their shares have dropped 70%. So they're screaming. And this was the backup slide that you brought.
Yeah, they're trying to do damage control, and they're trying to say that the Wall Street Journal story was bullshit, and it is not bullshit. Just take a look at their fucking stocks if you want to know. So United Health CEO steps down for personal reasons. So Mangione took out 2 of the CEOs.
Oh, is that what they said? 2?
2.
Oh, this guy too, but he didn't take him out.
This guy too.
The other way. Yeah.
I mean,
so
he did a lot of damage to him, is what it's looking like.
Yeah, but I've been to stockholder meetings for some pretty good companies, and I've seen how these bloodsuckers are. They don't give a shit how they get their money, whether it's legal or illegal. I don't care. Oh, they wouldn't do that, Oz. Bullshit. They're blood-sucking bastards. So don't think they wouldn't. They will get over on somebody by denying them care every single time. United Healthcare needs to go down.
It's one of the worst, too.
It's one of the worst. Died suddenly. Why can't we have this in American schools? A school meal in Rome, Italy. 96% of Rome school meals are made from scratch, and 70% of the ingredients are organic. Much of the produce is local or regional, and menus reflect the seasonality of crops grown in the region. It serves 150,000 meals a day in 740 schools. This is better than the shit I was eating in 1977. 1977.
A lot of countries in Europe are actually feeding their kids real food.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. And what is this? Did I know what?
Did you know that your barbecue sauce is full of frickin' sugar? Check this out. Stop buying this.
Do you know what's really in this barbecue sauce that you eat all the time? This is the #1 selling barbecue sauce in the U.S. But what is it actually made of? Let's find out. We start with 336 grams of added sugar. This is in the forms of high fructose corn syrup, table sugar, and molasses. With the very first ingredient on the label being high fructose corn syrup. I'm just going to use table sugar here so it's easier to visualize. For reference, this much of the bottle is just added sugar. Next up, distilled vinegar, tomato paste, modified cornstarch, a food additive used as thickener. Next we have salt, pineapple juice concentrate, natural smoke flavor, spice, caramel color, sodium benzoate, a preservative to extend shelf life, dried garlic, mustard flour, tamarind, natural flavor, and last but not least, celery seed. Of course, mine's gonna look a little different because I only use table sugar, so it'd be easier to see, but I think you get the picture.
You get
Holy
the picture?
crap, that's a lot of sugar. I always buy the Sweet Baby Ray's sugar-free, and honestly, it doesn't taste that bad.
No,
but I don't know what's the substitute in it.
I use it. You know, it's cheap and it tastes good, but we don't use very much at all, just enough to give it the flavor. Like I'll use a tablespoon, and you don't have to pour gobs of anything on anything. Willie Bragg, 20 years at Kroger, but thanks to the UFC Local 204, I will get my full pension by 2028.
Good.
Hopefully. I hopefully will get my Social Security by 2031. And you know what, Willie? I'm so happy about that. My mom was in retail clerks for years, and basically it kept her alive, her pension.
It used to be the best union out there, was the clerks union.
Yeah, it used to be, and it's degraded. I don't know how young you are, Willie, but yeah, that's going away, and I think you would probably be able to tell us that if you were in the group. Not so good, because benefits, they've been attacking benefits forever. You have this. What's this?
American tourist climbs over a fence at the Coliseum and impales himself on a spike.
Natalie Williams. For everyone, there are times when we must take steps. There are times when we must take a few steps back and observe events from a broader perspective. It's easy to get caught up in so many details that we lose ourselves in the vastness. Give yourself that gift on occasion. It will eventually become a refuge, a retreat, a way of refreshing your point of view. It was a little small to read, but that was very hopeful, and that was very nice, and that's why I put it in here. Thank you, Natalie, for posting that. And as you see, I animated that cougar. I wanted to be up there sitting next to him. So
that's pretty.
I really, 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 really like that, Natalie, and thank you so much again. Now, this is sadly funny, Chanda.
Yeah, thank God California banned plastic straws. Yeah, it's a good thing.
For Christ's sake. And this one?
I am no longer interested in awakening the masses. They made it clear they're not interested. I'm here to connect with like-minded individuals and assist those that want to learn, like you all.
Like you all. I totally, totally agree. And I think I put this in here. Never let them convince you this is normal. It's not normal. It is not normal. And it is time for Hollywood to go fuck itself.
Hollywood, go fuck yourself.
Chanda, you brought this. Tell us about this quickly.
Cassie says Diddy asked her to get in an inflatable pool filled with baby oil. Yes, I've been following the Diddy trial the last week. I gotta say it's been kind of boring. There hasn't been anything big that we didn't know about. I mean, I'll fill you guys in on Monday. Yeah, it really hasn't. There hasn't been any shockers. No Matlock moments yet.
Now, is this are these Elon's kids or Bill Gates's kids?
I believe so. I do. So on Mother's Day, Amber Heard announced that she welcomed twins in a heartwarming post. These posts where they show their feet always confuse me. Whether you got your brand new babies at the end of the bed, but it's just weird. It's just weird. But who cares? Who fucking cares? This narcissist just had to be on everybody's, minds for Mother's Day.
That's most of them. None of them can be Susan Sarandon. That's just,
So I do believe these are Elon's kids, though. So he's probably well up to 20 kids out there now, at least.
Anyway, for Mother's Day, for all you do, this bud's for you. And when I say I'm on my way, just one more bowl. Can you relate to that, Chanda?
Just one more.
And
that's totally fusion. That is so cool, fusion.
And who are you? Apparently, I'm high as fuck because I'm talking to a caterpillar. Been there, done that. And sorry, I showed up smelling like weed. It will happen again, I promise you. And that's so true, so true. And we are on the run out here, and it is time for Meme Alley, and we're going to blow through these memes really quick. And here we go for the first memes we have, and I thought you'd like this one. Ah, yes, deviled eggs, $6.66. It says to give you only one scoop, and the dog says it is fake news, and
that's fake news, man.
It is fake news, and these are my dogs. I heard a rapper crinkle, and
that's my cat.
Well, yeah, the cat's the same way. Don't wait till your deathbed to tell people how you feel. Tell them to fuck off now, and I'm going to keep that one for myself. Anybody recognize this little clay guy up in the corner, Chanda? You know who that is?
Mr. Bill!
Mr. Bill! Oh, the good old days of SNL. I miss the good old days of SNL. I'm the type of person who goes to a party and makes friends with the dog. That is me.
Yep.
That is me. Conspiracy theorist, a person that doesn't watch as much TV as you do, and that would be the sheep.
I don't. I was just telling you, I won't even turn the fucking TV on.
I know. It's so hard to find anything worth wasting your time for, except for Hudson and Rex. I got to recommend that Canadian show. Mom's favorite sayings. What part of no don't you understand? Yes. I don't care who started it. Yes. Money doesn't grow on trees. Yes. Your face is going to freeze like that. Yes. Your hands are not broken. Yes. Beds are made for sleeping, not for jumping. Well, yeah.
Yep.
Depends. No one said life is fair. Absolutely. Eat your vegetables. Okay. I don't know. It's not the answer because I said so. That's why. Number one, I think.
Yep.
That should be number one. And there's Wake and Bake. That's Wake and Bake Linda. So, Linda
I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day. We didn't get to do a Mother's Day show, but I had an amazing Mother's Day. My kids, they all treated me well.
We're going to make it up next week with your birthday show. So Linda says hi to everybody. She's been busy with horses. Linda got bit by her horse the other day.
No, they can be mean. They can be ornery.
Just bad day, but she's okay. Just a couple of bruises. JD Vance is just John Wayne Gacy with eyeliners. Did you put that in there, Chanda? Are you kidding?
I did.
Oh my God. And I love this. I acted like I hadn't been fed and got seconds for breakfast. No shit. That's
Confessions of a Lab.
That's Dharma and Missy right there. So we have, due to the rising cost of medical tests, all you can do is pee under a tree and wait for a bit. If ants gather, you've got diabetes. If the grass dries up, it's high salts. If it smells like barbecue, your cholesterol's high. And if you forget to pull up your pants, you've got Alzheimer's. The older I get, the more I understand why the Grinch wanted to just stay home with the dog. No shit. And here's a good one, and I think the name of it was pretty right on. Bernard, dehydrated water. Empty contents into a can of the can into a 1 gallon water and stir until dissolved. Chill and serve. That's Bernie Sanders all day long, by the way.
Totally.
And here we go with we are at remember when we're running, we're gonna make it. And this one's from Lake Oswego, Oregon, 1943. A whole house with all that good stuff. Breakfast nook, furnace, double blah, 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 floors, lovely terrace, overlooking the lake. $13,800.
Oh my God, no!
Yeah,
really?
I know.
Oh my God, I'm so heartbroken. Take me back.
Yeah, that's that lake is. They are probably close to $1 million now.
Oh yeah.
So swimming lessons circa 1971. Well, close. Then we've got.
That's how I learned.
Yeah, that's we got Kelly's Heroes. Love the song, Burning Bridges. Wonderful song. And I won't get into the menu there, but A&W, that's where I got my root beer. I loved A&W.
We still have an A&W in like a couple of towns over.
Now, here's an AI. Jean-Luc Picard, sewing machine repairs make it sew. Do you remember that one up in the corner with the little stuffed dog and the little boy? You know who that is? This Davy and Goliath. That was a religious program on Sunday mornings when I was a child. So a lot
Okay,
of people,
I remember spooths about it, but
yeah, Davy and Goliath.
I do remember.
Yeah, it was kind of around the Gumby era. But I want to point out something right here. This TV guide cover, that's Rick Jason and Vic Morrow, and that show was called The Rat Patrol, and I was like knee-high to a grasshopper, and I loved that show, and Rick Jason was a role model for me back when I was a little kid. I thought he was the coolest dude. But it was war, and you know what? That's social conditioning and steroids. We've got some rankings here of shows. First one, 67 Bonanza.
Yep.
I don't even remember Pistols and Petticoats, but Voice to the Bottom of the Sea, I thought it was higher than 63. Holy shit.
The Big Valley. Yeah. I loved the Big Stinking Valley.
The Big Valley. Yeah, and Red Skelton was fantastic. That guy was the nicest man as I remember, and everybody said he was. And the Lucy Show and Jackie Gleason, so on and
Hogan's
so forth.
Heroes.
That was great back in the day. Now, this is...
Petticoat Junction.
This is, anyone know what it's used for? That's a murder weapon in a current Netflix show. And S&H green stamps.
Yeah, I have one of those.
We used to collect S&H green stamps, and they look just
like
that.
Yeah, I remember green stamps. They kind of were going out when I was a kid, but I remember them always being in drawers and shit at grandma's, you know?
Yeah, S&H green... Jack in a Box. That was a bonus burger was 39 cents, cheeseburger 29, hamburger 24. That's old. Does anybody know what this low pan high cuisine's from? Anybody?
Low
Anybody?
pan.
You're not going to have time. Shanda, do you know? Can you speak for everybody?
No, I don't.
That's from Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, okay.
And the actor, I should have looked up his name. Kurt Russell, but this actor right here is still acting, and he's like 100 fucking years old, this Asian guy. Does anybody know his name? Please look it up and give it to the chat. Fantastic actor, so versatile, just wonderful. Low pans, high cuisine, and that Big Trouble in Little China was like back in 1980 something.
I just saw it. It's up on some platform.
Yeah.
Maybe Netflix.
You can read this one. You got this one.
Every time you get dressed, just remember that if you die, that's your ghost outfit. Forever.
You know, I have thought about that before. Do I die? Am I naked? Am I in my birthday suit? And I've got
whatever outfit you have on. No, actually, they say however you visualize yourself.
I hope that works.
I hope you're gonna. Yeah, me too. Because
I hope that works because I've just a morbid kind of a thing. I've been thinking about what I want to be wearing when I'm dead. And
I know, me too.
Yeah, I've kind of got an ensemble up here in the closet in the corner. Okay. And, one of these days, if I know I'm going to check out...
I'm too poor to get buried, so I'll get cremated. So I guess it doesn't matter, right? Everybody goes in the oven naked.
Yeah, well, they do? I thought they burnt you with your clothes on. No?
No, I'm pretty sure they strip you.
Well, that sucks. I don't want to go out in my birthday suit. And I've got something special here because they pulled down my Dick Van Dyke clip. Dick Van Dyke clip. Now, this was a big thing.
Dick Van Dyke clip.
Yeah, it was from the Dick Van Dyke Show. They won't let me do it. This is a little bit before my time, but everybody's going to remember it that was around back then. And I just went,
announcement from Brill Cream. Men, there's danger like this lurking everywhere. We've tried to warn you. Use only one dab of Brill Cream. Just a little dab puts life into dry hair. Makes it excitingly clean, disturbingly healthy. This poor fellow just wouldn't listen. He used 2 dabs and look at the trouble he's in. We accept no responsibility. We've told you time and time again that Brill Cream has a most extraordinary effect on women. Once again, may we caution all serious men to use just a little dab of Brill Cream. Brill Cream, Brill Cream, Brill Cream, Brill Cream. A little dab will do ya. Use more, only if you dare, but watch out. The gals will all pursue ya. They'll have to get their fingers in your hair.
Yes.
Get Brill Cream in the handy unbreakable tube.
The handy unbreakable tube.
Yes, Chris Alger. Yes, James Hong. And I should know that because I'm kind of a movie buff.
Good job, Chris.
Good job, Chris. Yeah, James Hong. Been along, multiple, great career, great actor, great actor. Now, before we head out with this fantastic outro, that Chanda has heard, and she said it's one of the better outros that I've done yet.
Yes.
It is fantastic. This movie is very well worth watching. The Follow the Silence, and it's about COVID. And I'm going to drop the link in the chat here really quick. It's really good. It's an hour and a half, and it talks about vaccine-injured people. And I just want you
I
to
haven't
check
watched it.
Yeah,
I will
watch
check it
it.
out after this
I think you will get something out of it, no matter where you're at on COVID, the jab. There's something for everybody in there, but it's worth watching. And the pain and suffering that these people have gone through, no matter what, is heartbreaking. And I'm sure you'll relate. But I'm dropping it in the chat right now. So go check it out. Support them as far as at least watching their production. And it's well worth it. I'm 3/4 of the way through it. I tried to watch it all before the show, and Snorky says I am extremely vaxxed injured. I'm so sorry, Snorky.
I'm sorry, Snork.
Sorry, Snork. And Shannon and I
I'm
were
sorry
talking.
for everybody who had to take it. So many
Yeah.
people had no choice.
Yeah, I literally got into a fight, and my sister wouldn't talk to me for 4 months because I refused to take it or have my wife take
Yep.
it.
I lost very close friends that refused to be friends with me. You know, we used to go out to lunch all the time, like just cut me off because I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, and
Makes me sad.
Shannon and I were talking, and I frankly, I don't think I would have made it had I taken that, because
I definitely wouldn't. Oh my God, I'd be yeah.
We got COVID last year for the first time, about last August. It's coming up on a year, and that has fucked me up. I've got autoimmune problems and everything else. And by the way, why isn't Fauci in prison at least? So
why? Because he got immunity, didn't he? Hi, Dino. Thank you so much. Oh, what a cute sticker. We appreciate the super chat.
Yeah, Dino. Yeah, thank you so much. We are heading out. We ran about 10 minutes over tonight, but throw some announcements out there, Chanda. What do we got going?
Announcements. What do we got going? I am back in the saddle. I will see you Monday morning for a new Trailer Park Pundit. Hopefully we'll get all the bells and whistles working again. You know, my studio crashed, so I've had to redo everything, and I'm kind of reworking my intro. And so, yeah, I'm getting back into it. The garden's in the ground, so now it's time to focus on what's important, and that's getting back with you guys. And I'm feeling much better, other than I have terrible arthritis, and so I'm doing my best. I'm excited.
That's
to get
from
back.
the immunotherapy, right? The arthritis.
It's from the immunotherapy. It's a side effect. It's autoimmune response.
Sure.
My
makes
immune
sense.
system's overreacting, I guess.
Yeah.
And it hurts like a motherfucker.
I don't know if we're going to have a dive this week or not. It depends on how we feel and if Amber's available. And we're going to play. We're probably going to do we're definitely going to do a show, Beauty and the Boomer, a birthday show for Chanda next Saturday night.
Yay, it's my birthday.
I'm
excited because I didn't know a year ago or 8 months ago if I would make it to another birthday. I mean, when we found my cancer, it was pretty advanced and it was on the move, and I'm super excited to celebrate this birthday. Normally I don't look forward to my birthdays. I've always hated them, but I'm excited about this one.
I'm excited too.
You guys, you want to hit my GoFundMe up? It's in the link below, and I'm going to share it when we go out. And I appreciate everybody who's helped donate and keep me in the meds, because honestly, Oz, I don't know what's working. I don't know if it's the immunotherapy or if it's the Fenbin or the ivermectin or the Sasop and the turkey tail. I don't know what's working, but something's working. So I'm just going to keep taking everything. So I appreciate you guys helping me out with getting and keeping those meds in my system.
And I want to thank everybody that has donated to me over on coffee. And a lot of the donations in coffee, because I've told you before, we don't waste a dime, but the coffee donations I get go to paying for the medications that are costing me money for my shit. So you're helping.
We got Oz on the Fenbin too.
Yeah, so it's helping me a lot. But anyway, once again, birthday party for Chanda show, or show party birthday for Chanda next week. And if this outro gets knocked off, it's David Bowie, and it's got a special,
it's so good.
Special guest cover inside the cover itself. There's another guest in there cover, And it's great. And if it gets pulled down off of YouTube, please check it out over on Twitter or on Rumble or anywhere else we might be that won't be run by the Gestapo of music. You know, Sony BMG are awful as far as taking stuff down. It just has to have the lyrics of this melody. Anyway, I want to, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this. This is a great outro. David Bowie and a special guest, and we know who that is. Good night.
So slashed and torn. Pressure.